Previously on Game of Thrones, Bastard King captures a dead guy to show to Short-Haired Queen. Red-Haired Queen and young Sad Girl are constantly at each other's throats, and King Iceface kills one of Legolas Queen's dragons and brings it back to life for himself. The episode begins with a huge army standing outside of a castle. Inside the castle, we see Handsome Man in Armor and Greasy Mullet Guy. There's also an army inside the castle that's getting their weapons together and preparing for a fight. I wonder why this big army outside isn't attacking the castle right now. They don't seem very hostile. Greasy Mullet Guy reveals that all of the guys in the huge army don't have penises. At first, it kind of seems like he's saying that to call them cowards, but then it turns out that no, those guys really don't have penises. You know how the US Army will shave all the new troops' heads when they get to boot camp? Maybe this army is like that, except instead of shaving your head, you have to cut off your own penis. A horn blows and the muscular long-haired men run up on their horses and join the Penisless Army. So I guess that this Penisless Army is on Legolas Queen's side. Greasy Mullet Guy is like, well, we're screwed. We cut to Peter Dinklage on a boat with Bastard King and his bodyguard. They approach a castle and Bastard King asks why 1 million people would all want to live in such a tiny cramped space all together. I live in New York City and I ask that same question every single day. The Hound checks on the dead prisoner guy. They have it locked up in a box, and when the Hound knocks on the box, the dead prisoner freaks out. Then we cut to Short-Haired Queen, and Handsome Man in Armor is there too. Okay, so that castle that the Penisless Army is outside of is Short-Haired Queen's castle. They're probably there with the muscular long-haired men in case something goes down at the meeting. Short-Haired Queen tells this huge Shaquille O'Neal looking guy that if anything happens, to kill Legolas Queen first, then Peter Dinklage, and then Bastard King. Then we cut to Peter Dinklage and a bunch of people walking to a dragon pit. They cross paths with Greasy Mullet Guy, who is leading a small group of men. They're escorting Tall Woman, and the Hound is like, oh god, that Tall Woman is scarier than fire to me. They start talking, and it actually seems like the Hound might be a decent guy. It kinda seems like when these two fought each other, it was some kind of misunderstanding. They actually seem like friends. Greasy Mullet Guy and Peter Dinklage are talking, and Peter Dinklage reminds him that if he were to switch sides and fight for Legolas Queen, Peter Dinklage would pay him a bunch of money. These two guys are definitely old friends who just happened to end up on different sides of the war. Short-Haired Queen arrives with Shaq and that confident guy from episode 3. Now we've got almost every character in the show all in one place. Some of these actors are probably meeting each other for the first time. The Hound walks up to Shaq, and Shaq has these really weird looking red eyes that don't look healthy at all. The Hound tells him that he looks bad, and then he says some ominous stuff about how somebody is coming to kill him. The Hound calls him brother, so now I guess we have more siblings who hate each other. Short-Haired Queen is looking around like, where are those queens that I invited? I planned this whole party, and they sent their boring friends instead. But then, in the biggest power move of all time, Legolas Queen shows up with her dragons. Short-Haired Queen is mad that Legolas Queen is late, and Legolas Queen is like, sorry, I hit traffic on the way here. Oh no, wait, actually I didn't because I'm riding on a dragon. Peter Dinklage starts talking, but then Confident Guy starts making fun of him for being a dwarf. Handsome Man in Armor and Short-Haired Queen tell him to shut up. Bastard King gets up and starts telling Short-Haired Queen about the army of dead dudes and King Iceface. Short-Haired Queen doesn't buy it. She thinks that Legolas Queen is trying to trick her with this dead army thing. To prove it, the Hound brings out that box with the dead dude in it to show to Short-Haired Queen. He opens the box and the dead guy runs around like a maniac. It charges at the Hound, so he chops it in half. Bastard King explains how to kill the dead dudes and says that if they don't all team up against the dead army, everyone in the world will become a zombie. So this show is basically like a fantasy version of The Walking Dead. I think. I'm not sure. I have never seen The Walking Dead. Short-Haired Queen looks horrified at this dead monster, but doesn't say anything. Legolas Queen says that she can vouch for Bastard King, and that the dead army has at least 100,000 dead dudes. Confident Guy asks if they can swim, and Bastard King says no. So Confident Guy is like, I'm out of here. I'm going back to my island where these disgusting creatures can't reach me. These things are terrifying. He tells Legolas Queen that she should go back to her island too so that they can be the only people to survive, and then I guess they can hook up with each other or something. This guy is so confident. Short-Haired Queen accepts the truce, but under the condition that Bastard King goes back to the north after they've defeated the dead army. He also can't choose sides in the fight for the Seven Kingdoms. Bastard King says no because he has already pledged himself to the Legolas Queen. Aw, that's sweet. This makes Short-Haired Queen really mad. She says that the truce is off, and then she walks away. Tall Woman tries to convince Handsome Man in Armor to talk to Short-Haired Queen out of being such a prideful, stubborn idiot. Handsome Man in Armor is like, hey, she's my sister, and she's pregnant with my kid. So no, I'm not going to do that. Happy wife, happy life. Legolas Queen and Peter Dinklage are mad at Bastard King for ticking off Short-Haired Queen. I guess Bastard King never tells a lie like Abraham Lincoln. Peter Dinklage is like, let me talk to my sister, guys, and Legolas Queen is like, she's gonna murder you, but Peter Dinklage insists on talking to her alone. Shaq escorts Peter Dinklage to Handsome Man in Armor. Peter Dinklage reveals that Short-Haired Queen has tried to kill him twice. No wonder he left to go be with Legolas Queen. If you're Short-Haired Queen's sibling, she's either gonna try to have sex with you or try to murder you. Handsome Man in Armor seems really concerned for his brother. I actually like Handsome Man in Armor. I know he's in a weird situation with his sister, and she's kinda crazy, but he seems like a good guy who just got stuck in a toxic relationship. Peter Dinklage walks into Short-Haired Queen's office and she immediately starts yelling at him about how he wants to destroy their family. She blames Peter Dinklage for the death of her children because he killed his dad. Peter Dinklage starts blaming himself for everything and tells Short-Haired Queen to kill him. Shaq is standing right there waiting to chop his head off. But Short-Haired Queen doesn't do it. She still feels some compassion for her brother. This scene is really nice. I can totally understand both sides of this relationship now. I still don't really understand what Peter Dinklage has to do with the death of Short-Haired Queen's kids. It doesn't really seem like he physically killed them, but I guess when he killed his dad, it left the kids unprotected or something. Then they start talking about Legolas Queen. Peter Dinklage says that Legolas Queen will make the world a better place. Short-Haired Queen says she doesn't care about the world, only her family. And then she touches her stomach. And Peter Dinklage is like, wait, you're pregnant? Stop being so stubborn and help us kill those dead dudes so your baby doesn't become a zombie. We cut back outside to Bastard King and Legolas Queen. Legolas Queen explains how dragons used to be treated like slaves, but her family didn't like that. Legolas Queen tells Bastard King that she can't have kids, and Bastard King is over there thinking like, hey, we might as well try, right? Legolas Queen says that the witch that killed her husband is the one who told her she couldn't have kids. Whoa, Legolas Queen had a husband and a witch killed him? And then I guess that witch cursed Legolas Queen's uterus? Legolas Queen says that she doesn't know what to do. She can't forget about the dead army that killed her dragon son, but she also knows that Short-Haired Queen will try to kill her if she focuses all of her armies beyond the wall. Just then, Peter Dinklage arrives. Everyone is like, dang dude, I didn't expect to see you again. And right behind him, Short-Haired Queen is back. She says that she will help them in the fight against the dead army. I really wonder what Peter Dinklage said in that room. Then we cut to Redhaired Queen talking to the Rat Assistant. She received a note that says that Bastard King bent the knee to Legolas Queen. Rat Assistant starts stirring up some drama about how he thinks Bastard King wants to marry Legolas Queen, and that Redhaired Queen should denounce him as the king and take over. A truly rat-like thing to suggest. Redhaired Queen says that she can't because young sad girl would kill her if she did. Redhaired Queen asks the Rat Assistant who the Faceless Men are. He says that they worship the god of death and they just generally enjoy killing people. Then the Rat Assistant tries to convince Redhaired Queen that young sad girl wants to kill her for betraying their family. And Redhaired Queen actually seems to be buying it. Don't listen to this guy, he's a rat! We cut to Bastard King and Legolas Queen figuring out how to get all their troops north. Scar Guy suggests that Legolas Queen should fly her dragon to the north, but Bastard King thinks that she should sail with him. It kinda seems like Scar Guy is realizing that Legolas Queen and Bastard King are getting close and he's getting a little bit jealous. Legolas Queen says that she will sail with Bastard King. Oh boy, they better kiss on that boat. We cut to Green-Eyed Guy talking to Bastard King. I guess these two were childhood friends, but then Green-Eyed Guy betrayed Bastard King's dad. Green-Eyed Guy is beating himself up about it, but Bastard King says that he forgives him. Green-Eyed Guy then talks about how his sister needs his help because Confident Guy has her as a prisoner. We cut to Green-Eyed Guy going out to the beach to try to rally these mean guys into helping him rescue his sister. Also, I guess his sister is their queen, since apparently we didn't already have enough queens in this show. These guys just want to sail away to an island and avoid the dead army, but Green-Eyed Guy keeps trying to convince them to help. I guess when Confident Guy kidnapped Green-Eyed Guy's sister, Green-Eyed Guy ran away and didn't fight for her, so now these guys are mad at him. Then this guy that kind of looks like Ricky Gervais spits right in Green-Eyed Guy's face and starts beating the crap out of him. Ricky Gervais looking guy tells Green-Eyed Guy to stay down or he'll kill him, but Green-Eyed Guy keeps getting up. Ricky Gervais looking guy starts kneeing Green-Eyed Guy in the crotch, but Green-Eyed Guy doesn't seem to care. Is he penisless too? Are there secretly just like a bunch of characters that don't have penises? Does the Hound have a penis? Does Bastard King have a penis? I hope so. He needs to have sex with Legolas Queen. Green-Eyed Guy headbutts Ricky Gervais looking guy to the ground and just begins to pummel him. I guess that's why that army chops off their penises. They have one less weakness when they fight. Green-Eyed Guy's victory makes all these other guys change their minds, and now they're gonna help him save his sister. We cut to young sad girl being brought into a room with Redhaired Queen and Weird Raven Kid. Redhaired Queen says, "You stand accused of murder and treason." And then she looks at the rat assistant and says his name. There you go, Redhaired Queen. It's about frickin' time you realize that this dude is a rat. Rat Assistant is like, "What's going on here?" And Redhaired Queen says that the Rat Assistant murdered her aunt. He doesn't deny it. He says that he did it to protect Redhaired Queen, but she thinks that he did it to take power. Then Redhaired Queen accuses Rat Assistant of conspiring with Short-Haired Queen to kill Redhaired Queen's dad. Rat Assistant denies that, but Weird Raven Kid says that Rat Assistant held a knife to their dad's neck. You can't argue with the Weird Raven Kid. He can literally see everything. Then Rat Assistant gets on his knees and starts crying, but Redhaired Queen stays cold as ice. She tells him that there is no justice in the world unless you make it. And then she has young sad girl slit his throat! Yes, thank you for killing him. He's a rat. I knew he was a rat from the moment I saw him. That's a really good actor, by the way. He's very good at acting like a rat. We cut to Handsome Man in Armor telling his troops the plan for getting to the north. Short-Haired Queen asks to speak with Handsome Man in Armor alone. Oh gosh, Short-Haired Queen lied to Bastard King and Legolas Queen about helping them fight the dead army. She wants to let Bastard King and Legolas Queen fight the dead dudes while she takes over the rest of the world unopposed. Handsome Man in Armor is finally standing up to her. He tells her that if the dead win the fight, they'll march south and kill them, and if Bastard King and Legolas Queen win the fight, then they'll march south and kill them, because they'll have betrayed them. It's a lose-lose situation. Handsome Man in Armor is like, there's no way we can beat that army. They have so many long-haired muscular men. And Short-Haired Queen says that she bought a mercenary army called the Golden Company. There's 20,000 troops, and Confident Guy is on his way to pick them up as they speak. Confident Guy still wants to get with Short-Haired Queen, and if she takes over the Seven Kingdoms, she promised to marry him. Handsome Man in Armor gets mad and says that he is still going to go north and fight the dead army, but Short-Haired Queen says that that would be treason. Shaq blocks Handsome Man in Armor from leaving, and then he asks Short-Haired Queen if she's going to have him killed. She tells Shaq to kill him, but then Handsome Man in Armor just walks away. What was that? Why didn't Shaq kill him? Short-Haired Queen nodded to Shaq like, please kill him. Shaq pulled out his sword, and then Handsome Man in Armor was like, nah, I'm leaving now, and then he just walked away. What just happened? Did I miss something? We cut to Heavyset Guy arriving at Redhaired Queen's castle. Heavyset Guy goes to visit Weird Raven Kid, and Weird Raven Kid tells him that he became the Three-Eyed Raven. Heavyset Guy is like, what are you talking about? And Weird Raven Kid explains that he can see everything, past and present. Heavyset Guy says he's there to help Bastard King fight the dead army, but then Weird Raven Kid says that Bastard King needs to know the truth about himself. He says that Bastard King isn't actually Weird Raven Kid's dad's son. He's actually the son of Weird Raven Kid's aunt and a Targaryen, which is Legolas Queen's last name. Oh my god, they're related. Why are they related? Why did that have to happen? Just let the two be in love and have babies and rule the world. Why are they related? Why does everybody have to be related to each other if they want to have sex? Heavyset Guy says that he read that the Targaryen guy married Weird Raven Kid's aunt, meaning that Bastard King isn't actually a bastard at all. Weird Raven Kid looks into the past and sees the wedding. He says that some rebellion was a lie. A guy named Robert started a rebellion based on the lie that the Targaryens kidnapped Weird Raven Kid's aunt. So I'm guessing that's why Legolas Queen's family left, because they were wrongly accused of kidnapping by some jerk named Robert. While Weird Raven Kid is realizing this, we cut to Bastard King knocking on Legolas Queen's door in the dead of the night. He's gonna go there for a booty call, and they're gonna have sex, and they don't even know that they're related to each other. So wait, are they brother and sister, or are they cousins? Or are they, like, what is their relationship to each other? I guess it doesn't really matter, they're blood relatives, they should not be sleeping together. Bastard King enters Legolas Queen's bedroom and closes the door. Peter Dinklage sees this happen and he looks concerned. Does he already know that they're related? Weird Raven Kid sees the memory of Bastard King's mom dying during childbirth. She's telling Weird Raven Kid's dad to take care of the baby. She says that Bastard King's real name is Aegon Targaryen. Then we cut back to Bastard King and Legolas Queen having sex. This was something that I wanted so badly to happen just 5 minutes ago, and now everything is ruined. Weird Raven Kid says that Bastard King is actually the real heir to the Iron Throne. So Legolas Queen isn't the rightful queen, Bastard King is the rightful king. Well, at least they have this one last night of passion and love to share with each other before things get super weird and uncomfortable. Then we cut to Redhaired Queen talking to young sad girl about how they killed the rat assistant. They start complimenting each other and they seem really happy. Nothing like the execution of an assistant to bring two sisters together. We cut to Weird Raven Kid looking through the eyes of ravens. He's watching Redbeard and Eyepatch at the wall. They're looking down past the wall when out of the trees comes the dead army. The army stops in front of the wall and then you hear a dragon screeching. King Iceface comes riding up on his newly turned dragon. The dragon spits blue flames at the wall and it starts falling apart. If there's one thing I learned in science class, it's that blue flames are super hot. Everyone on the wall tries to run away, but the wall is just getting blasted apart. Eventually, the whole thing comes crumbling down, and the dead army walks through it, led by King Iceface on his dragon. And then the episode ends. So much happened in that episode, and I'm not really happy about any of it, other than the rat assistant getting killed. That was great. But Legolas Queen and Bastard King are related to each other, which means when they find that out, they're gonna break up, and they just started dating. I want them to make it so bad. I think I'm officially hooked on this show now. I definitely don't want to wait a whole year for the next episode to come out. How do you guys do this every season? I want to thank you guys for following along with this experiment that I did, watching this very complicated show starting halfway through this season. To all of you guys who have tweeted at me or reached out to me on Facebook, I really appreciate the support. It's really cool to have people tell you how much they like the videos that you make. It's really gratifying for me to hear that. And I want to thank you guys who have subscribed, and I hope that I can continue making things that you enjoy. Okay, bye!